Now, in the next section, we're going to talk about pages, people, and apps. Now, one of the fundamental challenges of designing the social agent was thinking about how you're going to interact with all these different elements that you encounter all the time. I mean, when you think about your operating system, whether it's Windows or Mac or Linux, they have a number of different mechanisms and techniques for doing what they call window management. So you can use expose, or you can do tab switching, whatever it happens to be. These are all different mechanisms that allow you to go through a lot of different windows at once. Well, the browser doesn't give you as many tools to manage your windows. What they provide you is, well, windows themselves, but tabs. And tabs are an interesting outgrowth that were added to browsers, I think in Netscape 4.7 or something like that. But the point is that browsers originally didn't have any tabs. They were all just multiple windows that you'd open up, and you'd only open one or two pages at a time. Well, now I think a lot of people end up keeping many tabs and many pages open during the day. And sometimes it becomes very challenging to actually figure out, where are those pages that you opened up. Surely they're in one of those windows, but finding them is definitely a big challenge. And beyond that, the other problem is that tabs also need to start representing applications as well as people. And the tab design, which was designed to hold sort of web page titles, might not work as well for applications and people. So anyways, let's take a look at how the social agent addresses some of these issues, or at least starts to. So what we've done here is we've actually designed tabs, as you can see in the top row there, to actually look more like apps. So this allows you to kind of bounce between different sites, and presumably they're all providing icons for themselves that they look decent here. And within an individual, what we call a bundle, so that the T right there stands for the New York Times. This is looking at a tab bundle. So within this tab bundle, we've got a number of pages that actually come from the NewYorkTimes.com. Now, it's not the case that all of your tabs or sub-tabs need to fit within one bundle, but this is sort of, I think, a handy way of collecting things for you. We'll see how actually you can mix and match sources of pages later on, but for now, just imagine that it makes it very easy to navigate within a single app or single domain. You can also, for example, click and hold to sort of get a preview of the other tabs that you have open elsewhere. So it allows you to sort of go through the different documents that you might have available to you very quickly in a fairly convenient way. But anyways, let's go ahead and open up a new tab collection here. All right, and one of the other interesting things here is that we've kind of done away with typical URLs. I wrote a post about this not too long ago called "The Death of URLs," and I was very concerned actually that if URLs go away, we might really reduce people's ability to navigate the web, to think about the web as an open, vast, endless space. And while I think that there is still some validity to that concern, on the other hand, we do need to continue to make technology easier to use. And search clearly is a very powerful way of addressing the vastness of the web. So what I've done is I've gone in and combined the search box and the URL box into one. And in fact, this is the way that Chrome kind of addresses this problem right now anyway. So there's kind of a move in that direction. So if we start typing in this box, what's going to happen is it's going to autocomplete and provide me with suggestions based on the data that my account provider has stored for me. So remember that I've recently signed into this account. It's a brand new, fresh account. It's connected to my account provider on FactoryJoe.com, and it knows all the apps and all the people and all my friends and all that stuff that I've already made connected with elsewhere. So let's say I start typing here. I start typing FLI, okay, and now you can see it's auto-completing on Flickr since I go there a lot. Well, let's start over and let's start typing a friend's name. In this case, I'm going to type Bryn. Now, Bryn is someone that's in my contact list. She happens to be my girlfriend, so it makes sense that she's in that contact list. And the social agent knows to autocomplete on her name. She's someone that I contact a lot, so she's also high priority, so she shows up first. So I'm going to go ahead and open this tab. And what you can see is it immediately opens up a new bundle of stuff. There's a couple new tools here that I'll explain a little later. But what's interesting is that this page in particular is actually a generated page. The social agent is generating this page from a number of different sources. So if I click the square box up in the top left next to the following button, what you'll see is you'll actually see those different tabs and where that aggregated page is being generated from. So I've decided to follow her blog, brentevans.com. I follow her on Twitter. I'm friends with her on Facebook. And so the social agent is smart enough to be able to connect those identities together. Now, it's true that I can actually create a collection of people, and in fact, I'm going to show you how to do that. So now that we've got, one person page open here, we're going to go ahead and open one more, and this would be hitting Command N probably. Now I'm going to load up a group of my friends, and I happen to give these friends kind of a funny name, but their name is Nerdcore. So I'm going to load the Nerdcore group, and as you can see here, there's a bunch of different icons for the people that I put into this collection. So I'm following all these different people. These are all the posts that they've done recently. Of course, again, the social agent has gone and gathered all this information in real time for all these people. And what's really interesting is that all these people actually come from different networks. So I've subscribed to some people's blogs from their self-hosted domains. I've got friends on Twitter. I've got friends on Facebook. But the browser here, the social agent, is smart enough to be able to merge all those different activities together so that I can get one quick view of all my friends in one place. So rather than having to add friends or sign up for accounts in all these different places, instead I just add friends who are on the web. Doesn't matter what network they use, doesn't matter what network I use. All this is sort of done for me. And then I'm able to share and connect with them using tools that I choose. All right, so let's go back to the New York Times here. As you can see, maybe in the top bar there, I've got a new notification that's come in. You see I got two, number 2 there up on the T. All right, and what this means is that I've got, interesting, 2 new recommendations from friends. So while I was browsing around, I received a notification that there were some friends, on the New York Times, and they provided me with some information. Now, let's say that I ignore those for now. If I click on today's paper, and this is where we start to show you how some of the authorization and permissioning works, the New York Times can actually provide me with a custom version of their website based on my location. So if I click today's paper, now the New York Times wants to know, where am I located? Well, and I'm only going to be able to provide this information in real time because I can move around, I could be traveling. So this information is provided sort of immediately, and so I can provide that information right now if I want to get a better experience. So these are some of the ways in which, again, we're thinking about interacting with the social agent. Now, one last thing, I mentioned this before. If I didn't want to be accessing the New York Times, let's say under my Factory Joe account, but I wanted to use a different account, or let's say Bryn came along and wanted to hop onto her email, the way that would work is up in the top right, you can see a little disclosure arrow there. You click that, and now you can see how you can switch to different accounts very quickly. So you can go to a private browsing mode called incognito mode, or you can connect as different accounts. I can also access my preferences from here, or I can disconnect this account altogether.